Welcome to Activations with JJ, Special Eclipse Energy Update. In this episode, I'll be discussing ways you can harness the energies of the eclipse to accelerate your ascension journey and take some quantum leaps. Greetings, my friends. Thank you once again for joining me for a podcast episode, this little slice of time that we get to connect. And I know it sounds weird that I feel like I'm connecting with you, but honestly, I always can telepathically and energetically feel all the listeners, all of you. And it just gives me so much joy to bring that to you. I thought it was hilarious that in the intro, I said this is going to be a fun episode. I feel like that was probably my inner child. It's like, come on, JJ, make this fun for them. We have to entertain them a little bit. So I'm going to try to add a little sprinkle of fun into today's episode. The solar eclipse energy can be intense. That is not lost on me. I know there's been a ton of information. All of the different channelers and lightworkers out there that you follow have probably been saying a lot about this season. And of course, you might have already listened to my special eclipse light language activation that I published just a couple of days ago to help you prepare and calibrate for this time. Today, I just want to bring you a little bit more grounded information and some messages from our higher selves and guides. I just feel like I want to call in the whole team, all of them, our family of light, and ask for any pointers they might have as we navigate this particular season of the eclipse. Before we dive into the thick of it, I would love to just bring to your awareness a couple of really awesome announcements regarding some of my offerings this month. One of the fun things about me is that, if you followed me for a while, there's always something new. All different flavors, all different things. And this month is no exception. This month is special because 2 times a year, I offer my own modality, which I channeled and downloaded 3-4 years ago. It was kind of between 3 and 4 years ago. And it's called Multidimensional Soul Integration. And my intention is to essentially build upon the work of Dolores Cannon and her modality QHHT and take that to the next step and the next sort of evolution of it, where we are not only accessing those past lives, but we are integrating them and we are really becoming aware of our multidimensionality, bringing online all of the gifts. If you didn't listen to my podcast episode a couple weeks ago at the end of March, I encourage you to go back and take a listen because it explains a lot about multidimensional, soul integration, all things multidimensional, honestly. And it was a fun episode to create because I learned so much. I learn so much all the time. All the time. I'm definitely not the end of my knowing. I'm sure you don't think I think that I am, but I just want to make sure that that's clear. I am a student and a teacher at the same time. It's a really fun position to be in, and I am always honored to be here, both teaching but learning with you as well at the same time, especially when I am channeling. I'm constantly saying to my starseed gridwork community at our gatherings, we have 3 different gatherings a month. We have our live energy update, and then we have our 2 planetary gridwork gatherings. And I channel all kinds of things, all kinds of beings, and I'll get done and I'll say, I just need a second because I just learned a bunch of stuff in my brain's trying to wrap around it. So that's where I am at. But again, this month on April 12th, we begin our multidimensional soul integration cohort. You can find out more about that in the show notes below. Now, hold on, because it's not just multidimensional soul integration that's coming this month. It's also multidimensional soul integration practitioner training. And I have a way for those of you who are experienced light workers and want to add a new modality to your toolkit, one that will address many of the things that are coming forward right now in our clients. We are transitioning from a healing to an activating role. And multidimensional soul integration is absolutely part of the activating that's happening across the board for people. Now, some of them are just sailing along all by themselves. But those of your clients who need more assistance and are ready for that next step, they're like, I did all the shadow. Not that you ever end, but they're transitioning their focus, right? This is it. this is the modality, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. What we're going to do is we are experiencing both the MSI as the cohort, and you have an added bonus where you will be trained in the modality. You will be working with other practitioners, certified and practitioners in training in various groups and circles, co-creating and getting that practical experience on how to do this. And we are in a quantum leap. So here's the deal. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. Let's get it done. Let's get everybody trained in these multidimensional modalities, not just mine, but there are lots of them out there. And let's go, team. That's what I feel like. No holding back right now. No holding back. If you feel the call, you'll know. You will absolutely know. You might have heard me talk about it. You might have seen it on my website. I know that you know that it might be time. This could be it for you. And this is our spring 2024 cohort. If you're listening to this after the fact and we've already started, no worries. We have another cohort in the fall. So that being said, that is a huge, huge, huge offering that I'm doing this month. One of my biggest emphases this month. In addition to that, a couple of really quick announcements. I have some in-person events. I have more in-person events. It's been a while since I've done in-person events. I miss them. The last ones that I did, well, other than my LA events, which I do monthly, I do those monthly. But other than that, I actually have 3 different in-person events coming up. Now listen carefully, okay? See if you're in the location, then you can take part of it. But we've got our Connecticut events on the 27th of April. We have our Manhattan event on the 28th of April. And then on the 3rd of May in Avebury in England, we have our Cosmic Channeling and Light Language all-day workshop. This is an in-depth workshop that I'm holding in conjunction with my Star Mothers Worldwide Retreat. There are like 2 more spots in the retreat too. So if your heart is calling you to Avalon, I would love to be there with you. Okay, so whoosh, take a deep breath. Here we go. Let's bring in our higher selves and guides. Whoo, just settling into your body. I can feel it. Everybody went sky high when I started talking about all that. It was your inner child, okay? Blame your inner child. And I just feel like a little bit more anchoring into the root chakra. I'm just dropping this music in. It always helps. It always helps to calibrate with music, a little background frequencies here. Just softening your shoulders, your neck, your back. Softening your forehead. Calling in our collective guides and higher selves as a voice of wisdom. Inviting them to come forward to provide us with information, knowledge, tips on how to best navigate these times of eclipse. Dear ones, we are so pleased to have you here, and we come forward, yes, as a collective, but the side that we are shining forward to you is contributed by a strong Arcturian frequency. And we do this because we feel that this side of ourselves is best suited to address the question which you posed around navigating these eclipse energies. And here is the information we wish to provide. First of all, although you may be having a solar eclipse from the perspective of Gaia and in the framework of your solar system, this does not mean there will be an eclipse of the great central sun's influence upon your planet. And what you will notice is that as the solar eclipse occurs, the light of your local star of your solar system, which you call the sun, will be dimmed, which allows you to better tune into your spiritual star and the great central sun. Does that make sense? Just as it is difficult to see stars when you are in a big city at night due to the light pollution, it is sometimes difficult for you to tune into the energies of the great central sun while your local sun is radiating. And so at this time of the solar eclipse, we invite you to tune in more deeply to the great central sun. This great central sun, which is at the center of your galaxy, will be speaking to you. Will be telepathically communicating, energetically communicating, and sending forth codes. It will allow you to hyper-focus on those transmissions, and we call upon you to consider setting aside time to meditate upon this particular information, to tune in your antennas, as it were, to the frequencies and messages of the great central sun. There are those of you who may wish to call in galactic guides to assist you in installing new technologies to your crown chakra, which will support you in receiving these quote-unquote signals, these transmissions. What is the intent? What is the purpose of tuning into these frequencies? Dear ones, it is, in essence, to increase the frequency of love on your planet, to increase the frequency of unity consciousness on your planet, to bring forth remembrance and knowledge on your planet, and to help the planet take a quantum leap. Now, we have spoken to you about one aspect of the eclipse, and we transition to a second message. As this channel has mentioned, the month of April, according to your calendar, has a great deal to do with timelines, timekeeping, timeline collapsing. And we do not disagree. What you will notice during the time of the eclipse is a series of remembrances that come as flashes, either in dream time or in awake time. We remind you not to be alarmed, but to expect this. And if you have already experienced it, now you have an explanation, don't you? Why? This is the result of the collapsing timelines. This is the result of the integration of these multiple timelines. You might see them as multiple lives. Yes, dear ones, this is a secondary occurrence that will accompany the solar eclipse. We invite you to take a deep breath as you receive this information. Dear ones, we remind you as we complete our message not to hold back in sharing your voice with others. We remind you to speak up when you feel called. Trust yourself. Trust your heart, trust your intuition. All is well. You are here as a way shower. That cannot be denied. We bring this message to a close with great love and appreciation. And so it is. This is JJ. I just want to invite you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, allowing yourself to integrate. Maybe a little bit of gentle tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Anywhere on your body you feel drawn. Maybe you want to do a little bit of light language. And just gratitude and love for our higher selves, our guides, for that Arcturian frequency that came through so amazingly. You could really feel that. Just so much gratitude, so much gratitude. Again, I just want to remind you that I would love to co-create at any of the upcoming events I have going on. There are way more than I talked about in the podcast. I have a whole course for Lightworkers going on that are doing businesses. So much going on. You know, there's always so much going on. I mean, it's me. I'm multidimensional and I have multidimensional offerings. And if you want community, if you want expansion, just light language activation, whatever it is, take a look at my links below. And I want to support you. I really, truly do. From the bottom of my heart, want to support you in any way I possibly can. I am sending you so much love. I really, truly mean that. I wish I could give you a great big hug through whatever device you're listening to. But I want to remind you also that I am you and you are me and we are we. Until next time, my friends, happy eclipse.